be strong.
Welcome back, guys, to the Big Phat podcast, powered by CrossFit Green, fueled by Sweat and Reset, and supported by Phat Gymnastics, Phat Barbell, and Phat Nutrition. Yes, got it right. 3 weeks in a row. 3 for 3, baby.
Well done.
The token American of our coaching team has returned from his native land and graced us with his presence today. We're on with Mr. Richie Rouse.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Dave's here as well.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, David.
What do you mean I'm here as well?
Well,
Do I not get some sort of lovely introduction? Here's the really handsome co-participant of the podcast.
Here's Dave.
Here's Dave. Thanks.
Here's your man.
No grand
Wow,
entry.
Your man.
Wow.
Guys, we're just post 21.1, first open workout, first workout that had first year we've had a no equipment option, and a foundation option and an adaptive option. How did you gentlemen find it?
Tough.
Yeah, it was hard. It was surprisingly difficult. I shouldn't say surprisingly. We say that every year. We know it's going to be tough. So like it was hard.
Did anyone else find it tough at the fact that we haven't been doing anything with that sort of intensity or drive? Or we've just been limited? Yeah, Richie's just been drinking in America.
I've been drinking tequila for the last 6 weeks.
I found that difficult. Also, the mental capacity of wrapping your head around go when it's been quite a relaxed environment. Yeah. That was tough.
Dave, you and I kind of had the conversation the first week I was back about training, and you absolutely smoked me in whatever we did, and it was just like
Helen. The answer to the question is Helen. Yeah. I got 8 minutes and 29 seconds in the comments below.
PB.
Richie fell off hard.
I fell off hard. Just hadn't done nothing intense. So yeah, again, coming into the open was tough.
How did you find it, Fergs?
I found that workout unfair. It was biased workout. It was an absolute farce that just discriminates against the taller, heavier athlete.
No, anything with you going upside down is about as useful as an underwater hairdryer.
But no, because all right, they use the person's measurement. If generally speaking, probably 7 out of 10 times, if you're taller,
Stop generalizing.
You're going to be heavier. So I have to move a heavier load a further distance.
It is general physical preparedness.
Did you not watch Fikowski go up a wall?
Yeah,
that's
He's
one
way
person.
taller than you.
He's way taller and better than you. No, Fergal. Hold on.
Short person's game.
You just don't like going upside
Twice.
down, do you?
No, this is every year.
Every year
this happens.
We knew there was going to be some sort of... I tell you what, right? On this very spot. Next year, you're going to go upside down in the open. Start practicing.
That's not what happens, man. It's just unattainable standards.
It is totally CrossFit's fault and nothing to do with the fact that you haven't practiced going upside down.
They've had a vendetta against me from the first day I started.
They have.
This is like the whole conversation, like how many times or how many weeks were we locked down last year, and how many conversations we're going to have about how many people don't have double unders.
Yeah.
You spent half your year in your house and you can't skip.
People just like, I can't get double under. Like, it's practice. It's neurological skill development. Write that down.
No, it's unattainable standards.
Unattainable standards.
The first year I do the open, can't do handstand push-ups at all when there's no standard. Then when I can do them, let's bring in this unattainable line on the wall. Next year, let's make them strict.
Well, that's how us little small fat people feel for when it's a heavy barbell. Like, I can't shift a heavy barbell. I'm low neuromuscularly efficient.
Look, that's fine.
With slow twitch muscle fibers.
You have to move the barbell a shorter distance than me.
Yeah.
I still have to move the barbell further than you.
Yeah, Fergal, who has the advantage on a rope climb?
Yeah.
You have to go the exact same distance as me.
You can jump higher.
Yeah.
I also have to move a heavier load.
Less distance.
Yeah, but a heavier load, so that evens out.
But if you were to take that heavier load and invest it...
Exactly. In a wall walk, I have to move a further distance and a heavier load.
But if you were to take that heavy load and invest it in Bitcoin, how would you feel?
He would be pumped.
Hopefully you got in early.
We got a big Bitcoin conversation was going on earlier. Right, show of hands. Who's got Bitcoin?
I do.
I don't. Well, I did.
Dave
I actually
spent his Bitcoin on coffee or what you?
No, home bar.
Home bar. Yeah.
When I say I have Bitcoin, I have like 115 euros. I don't like have thousands of Bitcoin, and I bought in from the start, and I'm a multi-millionaire now.
Well, like, there's some people. We were having this conversation earlier. There were some people that are like, no, it's going up. And you're like, no, you're willing it and wanting it to go up. There's absolutely no guarantee. There's also no fit. There's no dividends. So it's only your only way to make money is if it appreciates.
Yeah.
There's no dividends, there's no return on it unless it appreciates. But it's also, it's non-tangible object. Like, it's made up.
But on top of that, you have to sell.
Yeah, you have to sell to make money.
No, well, this is the whole argument. Like, in the near future, they're talking about, like, it's already starting to where you can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. There's no capital gains tax. There's no nothing. It's a simple exchange. Nothing to do with.
I accidentally bought me lunch in Dunn's about 8 months ago with Bitcoin. On me Revolut. There was $9,000 for the Bitcoin back then. Jeez, that was an expensive lunch.
It is now, anyway. Yeah, you'll be able to buy your house and everything with it.
Yeah.
You don't. You can't say that.
You think you will. Everyone's like, oh no, it's too big to fail. And I'm like, look at the massive institutions around the world that have failed and crumbled, that were big, equally as big, or maybe bigger in their overall reach. Like, as I said, Bitcoin is just this thing.
Well,
it's just one thing.
If CrossFit keeps putting out these unattainable standards, it's gonna fail like the rest of them.
But you can pay for your CrossFit WOD in Bitcoin. You heard it here first, guys. You can pay for your membership now in Bitcoin. Woohoo! That'd be good. Lovely. What were we talking about anyway before that? Oh, standards 21.1.
And how you're going to end up upside down.
So we were talking earlier about the possibility for moving on, and people, I think, had this great. There was a bit of confusion within the group earlier when we were talking. So it's the top 90 men, 90 women, and 60 teams move on to the quarterfinals, of which 60 of them go on to the semis.
So it's 90 after the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then some other little competition we don't know yet. And
another online kind of thing,
because
I think.
It's 2 more WODs.
Two more WODs, yeah.
They have the 5 weeks in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the last 2 weeks are for...
And like, it's going to be hard, like, because if you're going to get a medium score of all your workouts, so because there's only 3 now, it's going to be harder to get. You're going to have to perform in all of them.
Yeah.
You can't have any...
No wiggle room.
No wiggle room. I saw you upside down. There was plenty of wiggle room, lad. Hey!
When I went the second
I
time...
nearly threw a few dollars at you.
When I went up yesterday, the second time, I don't know what happened. I just felt like a slug on the wall. And
You fell over yesterday?
I kept sweating, man.
Yeah, but you got another rep, so...
I got 1 rep, but my legs...
Whole redo here now from Fergal. Whole redo. 15 minutes. You got 1 extra rep.
Well,
there's nothing more annoying.
In fairness, a lot of people said that was something, and I didn't experience it. I did it here on the mats in the gym, kind of in my own
the
corner.
slippy.
Yeah, we didn't have that problem with slipping, but a lot of people were talking kind of in the group and of our registered crew for the Open from Green here that it was a slippy thing to do because people were outside and they had to put a yoga
If you had a
down.
wooden floor as well at home, face plant.
lethal.
Shout out to Carly Butler for the face plant. Well done, Carly. That's probably going to get an extra point or fail of the year. So we'll record that. Well done.
Well, we'll keep it anyway, yeah.
But guys, well done to everyone who did take part in it. It was a tough one.
Yeah.
They do a very good job.
I have to say, I think they do. People are complaining. Like
it
was a tough workout.
When I look at it and read it, it's a shit workout, man. Don't want to do it.
Unfair advantage, Fergal.
I paid for that. An unattainable standard.
Unattainable.
And they're charging me for it.
I'm not gonna lie. When I got up on Friday morning and looked at it, I was like,
I was
so
disappointed.
I paid $20 for this.
I thought I was going to finish it in my head. I was like, that's fine. I'm good at. But then when I saw the standards, I was like, okay, that's a little bit tougher.
I pretty much said like every time I talk to you about warming up in class or gymnastics class, you're like, I skip the hollows. And I was like, every time I do a class and there's a wall walk in a class, I'm like, I have to go to the toilet.
Honestly,
I haven't done a wall walk.
We were discussing this in the podcast I was on before, Fergal. I have avoided every hollow body for years. And it's coming back to bite me. Like, could have done with it when I was upside down.
I'm not going to lie. Like I tried as much as I could.
I have the midline of a piece of rope.
I was trying to put as much load into my back. I
You
tried
really
everything. My shoulders just could not cope with what was going on.
I don't know if that says more about your shoulders or your diet. Hey, he's like, oh no,
I've been called out in my own podcast.
I've been called out. Joe Rogan doesn't have to put up with this bullshit.
Jamie. What do you think's going to come up by the time this actually goes out? The second one will be announced. What do you think is in it? It'd be real embarrassing that people are going to be typing in the comments.
I think it'll be a bit more of like an accessible bodyweight one, like lunges or squats, maybe push-ups or burpees or something like that. And they may save the heavy barbell for the end ones. You might get it in 3.
But see, they could just pump. They could just totally save the barbell
for the last 2.
The home one.
I would say I'd agree with Fergal there. I'd say it's going to be something primarily body weight. I would say it's going to be lower body dominant because you look like we didn't have it. Like you might have got a little bit of calf rec off of that one, but it's very, very shoulder dominant WOD. You're definitely going to see something.
And they were non-complementary movements.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah.
They had the amount of people that were so worried about the double unders as well. And I was like, look, if you can do double unders, just do it. It's nothing to do with the double unders.
Nothing to do with it. Who was worried about double unders? I was like,
A few people had said it to me, but I was like, you're going to spend more time lying face planted on the floor trying to relax your shoulders.
in the seal position.
Yeah. My thing now, this could come back to bite me in the ass. I'm pretty sure they're going to repeat the workout from 20.3, I think it was.
What's
Which
that?
was had the box step ups that turned into pistols, and then they had the ascending barbell with the reps descending. Do you remember the clean jerks?
Oh yeah.
It was like 30
and the
step-ups,
barbell got heavier, right?
and then it was like 15 reps, and then it was
yeah, the
30
barbell went
step-ups,
from like
and then
60 to 80 to 102
40, 60,
or
80, 100, 125. Then.
yeah.
Yeah, I maxed out at the 125
Yeah.
kilos, pounds.
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 I think it's going to be that one.
I don't know. And like, don't even get me started on Dave Castro's clues. I'm on one side, I'm delighted as an affiliate owner and as a fitness enthusiast, because like people often get the misconception that CrossFit is competitive CrossFit, or competitive CrossFit is CrossFit. It's not. It's like playing football on a Sunday versus the World Cup. They're professionals. Do you like that phrase? We
I
discussed this
enjoyed that
earlier.
one. I enjoyed that one, Dave.
But it's not like we don't do competitive CrossFit, so just managing our expectations. We're not supposed to. Sorry, Rich.
Speak for yourself.
Speak for myself, right? The vast majority of us don't do competitive CrossFit. We do CrossFit, which means we manage our expectations when it comes to the Open. Do what you can do. I scaled the whole Open last year, and it was the best fun I ever had. This is my 8th Open, so that was my 7th.
This would be my 7th.
Yeah.
I think 5th, I think.
So yeah, like again, it's just about having fun and not worrying. I don't care what comes up. Like I remember I used to wake up and watch the Open and stay up all night. Oh no, I can't do it. My ego's going to be battered and bruised.
Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of a challenge every now and again.
Challenge away and challenge accepted, but I'm not going to beat myself up over it.
I'll beat myself.
I think
up.
I'll beat you up.
Like you said there, that managing expectations is a big thing, because you can go into it like, I want to RX everything, but it like you put stress on yourself, and then you set yourself up to get kind of almost let yourself down. Whereas like you said there, you're well able to do the RX standards. It just is freaking hard.
Yeah.
And when you scale it, you remove that pressure from you. And what'd you do? You came like top 5 in Ireland.
Very good in the Open last year in the scale category, in the Masters 35 to 39 category. Boom. I'm
same
leaving. Mic drop. I'm here.
I used to have the thing at the start for a while. I couldn't do muscle ups, and I think it was like 3 years in a row I wouldn't do muscle ups between March and the following February, and then that 5 weeks in the Open, that muscle up came up, and I get the muscle up every year. I get 1 or 2 reps, and I wouldn't get another muscle up for the rest of the year.
Like exercise is hard, and the challenge that I think we put ourselves. But I would be of the opinion now, in the last couple of years, there's been a big movement away from the concern about excelling at it, and more of a focus around enjoying it. And that doesn't mean that you can't push your performance and aim to improve. Where I think there was a conception or a almost like a mindset for a while, like you had to improve regardless, and injuries were creeping in, people were beating the crap out of themselves, all sorts of mad programming was going on. I think people are now just enjoying exercise, enjoying fitness a hell of a lot more, and the whole mindset of I have to be good. Yeah, be good and get better if you can, if that's your goal, but you're not tearing the arse out of it 5-6 days a week, smashing.
What I will say is I've done loads of running.
Yeah.
Running does not transfer over into CrossFit.
Not for you.
I disagree.
No, it does not.
No.
I disagree.
100% doesn't.
If you get better at managing pacing and breathing and whatnot while you're running being body weight is different from any other thing that you do, like biking or skiing or rowing. Like if you improve your ability to run and manage fatigue and being out of breath and coping with that, it definitely holds through.
It will help, but like overall, CrossFit themselves will go down the line of, okay, well, if you specialise in being specialised is running, well then you're going to be great at running, but you're not going to be good at other things.
Yeah.
And they give the CrossFitter, the marathon runner, and the powerlifter as the examples, and they give them 3 tasks on average. Well, the CrossFitter will probably win as a whole. He'll win the CrossFit event. He'll probably come second in the other 2, whereas those guys will win their event and come last.
in
the other ones. Yeah. So like I think as you said, Richie, the pacing, the understanding your breathing, the conceptual idea of energy, using energy and breathing and maintaining and managing over a longer distance is going to be helpful for certain workouts. But again, like some people just don't have no concept. Have they breathed in the last 60 seconds? Like, I'm dying, coach. I'm like, have you taken a breath?
Yeah.
Like it is your primary tool to get through the workout.
When you start CrossFit, I never used to breathe. I used to hold my breath, everything I did.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like I don't know what to do with my
And your
hands.
shit gets hard.
Yeah. It's like what is it? Talladega Nights.
I don't know what to do.
Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. But like people, yeah, you're like because I can't remember what I did or how I watched it, but someone was saying just look around the room and see people, and all you got to do is look at their shoulders. Are they hyperventilating, or are they moving at all, or big belly breath? I'm going to use Paddy Boyce. Me and Paddy Boyce always have this conversation. He's like, I'm like, Paddy, breathing through, and you can see him. He's physically trying to calm himself down and breathe, but he really has to think about breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, and controlling his breathing, as opposed to just if you're ever coming back from the 400, you just look at the shoulders of the person in front of you. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna get them, because they're like hyperventilating. You're like, pew! Nailed it. That's why I just stay behind you, watch you panic, Fergal.
Yeah, 100% panic.
Yeah.
Panic running.
Pretty sure Fergal didn't get past though, Dave. Did you pass him on that 400?
Not on the 400 meter time trial.
Okay.
We haven't. Have we answered that question from our first podcast as to who has the fastest 400?
I'm not sure if I answered the question.
That would be Fergal. Fergal has the fastest 400.
It's because I'm the strongest.
Yeah.
And when you were
And the fastest mile.
Yeah. I was gonna say, didn't you have a mile test after that?
Yeah.
No, we did. Did we do the mile test?
Mile first. No, 400 first, and then the mile test.
They were miserable tests, man. They were horrendous. The first mistake was doing them both on the same day.
Lads, all I can say is try to do a mile test at high altitude.
Well, here we
Back
go.
in the day,
He's probably got fucking shoes on now with his toes individually wrapped.
You could just live at sea level.
Yeah.
Well,
It's such a Richie thing. Like, try and do a mile test
it's like-
with a load of conifers in your back pocket. You're like, whatever, Richie.
Wind
Try and do a
resistance
mile test when you know there's a bobcat in the top valley. Go on, Richie.
Yeah. No, it's way harder to breathe up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why do you think
That's only a theory.
Camille moved to Colorado.
Who moves to Colorado?
Camille LeBlanc. Buzzing it.
Well, Richie, you try do a mile test when you're pushing 37 and you're carrying a few COVID kilos.
I'll let you know in 3 years.
you let me know. That's when it becomes really challenging.
You let me know what it's like doing a wall walk with an unattainable standard.
I won't, because I'm not growing anymore.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be 6.
Do you know what I
and a
found
half
actually really
inches.
hard? I had such a migraine yesterday after my second effort because I have not been upside down at all in this lockdown. I'm doing any handstands.
All I'll say is unlucky Kelly.
Dave, man, I'm gonna have to edit that out.
Do you need a clap before and after that?
Leave it in.
Which? What?
Sorry, that came out poorly.
Down here.
Poorly. Oh, Richard. All right, what were we talking about before we got sidetracked?
What's going to be 20.2?
20.2. Yeah. I'd like to see a wall ball because I think a wall
No
ball.
wall balls, non-listed.
Why?
Right, it's not on the equipment list.
The equipment list is tiny. It's like a barbell, a pull-up station, a box.
Is that the
Skip
equipment
it
list
over
for
the
the
dumbbell.
full RX?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Because
no lower or anything this year.
I was
Could be
thinking a
thruster
wall
if
ball.
It's not going to be a wall ball. Could be a thruster.
Could
We
be a
always
thruster,
see that.
which could be brought back to an air squat and push-ups. You know, for the at-home version. I'm just thinking of movements that can be broken up into their smaller components.
That kind of squat press pattern though will always be saved, I think, for the last one.
Fran,
Well, yeah, but the last one is generally 0.5, and most of the world is not going to see a 0.5.
I think they should just throw Fran in the mix. Whoever gets the fastest Fran time, whoever's willing to suffer more and can move that barbell up and down and do pull-ups, Fran for the win. Fran for the games.
Look,
I'm leaving. I'm out of here.
Could be Fran, guys. That's all we have time for this week. Good chats.
Could be Fran.
Could be Fran.
Could be Fran. Be
TBD.
prepared. You'll
TBD.
know by the time this goes out.
TBC.
Right.
Be strong.